wagwan. Yeah. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughters. And we have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none was slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, these breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wine up in a some liquor tight dress. We are hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them, we not like check. We got gold and diamond, them think priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean I talk about the sugar, nah the rice yet. So a marshal, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese land. Guyana, that's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughters. Is we have the land, what many ask for, we never see Katrina or nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, we nah know none was slippy. Guyana, we say big up on no city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. I the nuclear family, every master one up fully. A one-time records, a 592, we think that. Hello, Wagwan. Hey, yo, my G.
Alex.
Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to it all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, chatty with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to it all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. The fight only finish for the weak ones. So when that you call, you watch how you respond. Dark, face your fears, fight your demons. Can't be firm, we go to it, jubilation. He is a heavy load, still a chatterland. Have a legacy, fi build, so me fi carry on. And the dark days, pray, fi go to the storm. Now give up none time, cause that's what we want. Solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to be all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid, Johnny with every load. Don't panic, cause every day's another episode. And to it all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long.
Solid, me solid, just like a rock. Spiritually we fight a lot. They trap them, said ya cancel that. You just can't stop me, not try do that. Got to be careful of negligence. Move wise, use up your intelligence. Guard of honor like the presidents. Progress and its evidence. Me no care how much time they want turn me down. Things say me woulda tumble down. Chant to me ancestors speak Congo drum. That's why me know me have to overcome. Stand firm and not lean for no one. You can set up your own program. Have the whole world a sing out your
fears, another episode. And through it all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long. Solid. Johnny with every Lord, don't panic. Cause every day's another episode. And through it all, we have to hold on. Face your fears and fight no matter how long.
Hot today, we'll keep you wired in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire. Wake up today, it's bright time to feel the flow. From your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today. We'll keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way. In every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we've got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world. We got the news on Livewire. There's nothing to lose. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. We're back in the booth. We're back after. I see a lot of people saying I've been on vacation and trip. Work, right? Work does just take you to some nice places sometimes. Morning, everybody. Good morning to all the persons tuning in across the 10 administrative regions of Guyana. More so, all my wonderful people there in Region 1. I was happy to meet so many members of the Livewire family. I didn't realize so many people keep track of the show there in Region 1. Thank you for the continued support. Morning to Regional Chairman Brenton Ashley, Vice Chairman, the Mayor there in Mabaruba as well, and the whole entire team and Dr. RDC and the Town Council, the Mayor and Town Council there in Mabaruma. Morning to the folks there in Port Kaituma as well. Really, really, really nice to meet you guys. I met the labor officer up there. I think he's a laborer. I know he works at labor. But I met him yesterday as well. Follows the show. It was really, really nice meeting you guys. Morning to the persons joining us across the diaspora. Morning to the persons across the 10 administrative regions. Special good morning to the persons joining us in the comment section. Really happy to have you guys here. Right. So let's see. Who we got in the comment section here this morning? General Narendra, morning to you. Kamish Jaikaran, good morning to you. Rajendra Singh, Joseph Satar, Patricia Alfonso, good morning to you. Abdul Latif, morning. Wazim Nabi, Ganesh Barak, morning to you. Check Neil, Balwan Danraj, Joan Abidjan joining us from Joan Abidjan joining us from Canada. Bisun Mohan, good morning to you. Philip Gonraj, good morning to you as well. Neil Ramlukan, good morning. Omar Sharif. Shridat Rabindranath, good morning to you. Chris Pushram Kishore. Tara Babulal, good morning to you. Faisal Ghani. Sarika Bagwadin. Yeah, good morning to you. Alan Khan, Data Nandalal, Arnold Hanuman, Estelle Ramnath, good morning to you. Paul Singh. Leslie Mongol, good morning. Lloyd Lal, morning to you. Mukesh Vishnu, that morning to you and the family. Sunita Basdio, Jamila Kayum, Colonel Daniels joining us from the Maikoni Hospital there. Ann Hill, morning to you. Gil Eon, Pam, morning to you. And Trevor, Eunice Raghubir, good morning to you. Happy Independence belatedly. I was scrolling down, the messages got pushed down in the chat. Happy Independence belatedly to you as well. Morning to Rita, morning to Polly as well. Prasad Pati, morning. Shivani Rampasad, morning to you. Prem Prasad, Soma Bipat, morning. Bibi Kali Charan, Betty Chris, David Sabrian, good morning to you. Dinan Suku, Suknandan Bud, morning to you. Ricky Nath, Ashmi Bazdio, good morning. Good morning. Krishna Deodat, Tulshiram Chetty, good morning. Imran Khan, you remember Imran Khan? Imran Ali, sorry. Good morning to you, Robert Ram. Dunat Prasad, morning to you. Asif Ahmad, Juraj Nath, Maureen Razio, Pride Bacchus, bigging up your own music. Guys, check out Timeless Music out on all platforms. Right? Rahim Amarali, morning to you, brother. Sunita Sokraj. Tracy Martindale from region number 7, Bartica. Special good morning to you. Special good morning to Miss Bob as well from Mocha. Morning. Ian B. Pat from Barbados. Morning to us. Richard Stanislas. I was trying to get the people who are always there. Naz Ali, morning to you. Faisal Ghani, morning. Yeah. John Walters, morning to you. Jewel Narain, morning to you. Kempton Ramutar, morning to you. Gita Prasad, Ashad Ali, morning. Vishram Patrick, right, good, we done. Moving forward. So, we might go into court this morning. You know who? We might go into court this morning, right? And I noticed the credible source, well, the not so credible source, was trying to spin it as political persecution because he announced that he wants to be a candidate at the upcoming elections. I literally said this to y'all earlier in the week, right? I said this to you guys. Somebody tell me my mic this be too loud. As disturbing the neighbors. I've said this to you guys early in the week that this is exactly why you got that presidential announcement. This has nothing to do with wanting betterment for Guyanese. This has nothing to do with him actually having presidential aspirations. The only accomplishment that Azard Muhammad can say he has is the accomplishment of having access to his father's money. Azard Muhammad has not built a business on his own, done anything of substance or substantial that we could look at and say, yes, this is an accomplished individual. Right? Everything that he has gotten from his father and his father's investments and his father's risks that he would have taken earlier in life that would have garnered all these funds. You understand? So we might go into court again today in relation to the GRA matter. And listen, I want to make it absolutely clear to y'all. that this is not politics. this situation with Azard Muhammad and the courts and GRA is not politics. This is prosecution based on evidence, right? That any other Guyanese who would have imported a vehicle, undervalued it, walked their way through the system, and then GRA said, well, wait, no, something wrong. They would have had to go through this process as well. So there's no political motives behind. Nobody cares if Azard wants to run for president. Well, certain people care because remember, most of his base is fully scraped, right? And we know where the scrapes who actually vote would throw their support. So, you know, we could run from here to Helpec if you want. Run from here to Helpec. Nobody's worried about that. So again, I'm saying it has nothing to do with politics. And the mere fact that the US would have sent the receipt for the cost, the actual cost of the vehicle, this announcement is to distract the scrapes. He running for president, I want to lock you up. No, he brought in a vehicle and undervalued it. Now, the Guyana Revenue Authority filed charges based on documented under invoicing of a high-end luxury vehicle, right? Nobody in go on Photoshop and make a receipt. Nobody in make up no lie on Azard Muhammad. This is what he did. This is what he did. I even continue to say the smuggling, tax evasion. When I say that, I usually put alleged, because other than what the US would have said in relation to what they have as evidence, I do not know, or I have not seen any evidence to substantiate the claim that they made. But I'm saying based on their track record, if they make the claim, I think it's a good claim, a claim that you could stand by, or you could have some trust in, that yes, he probably did do this. But the Lamborghini, that's a different story. Now, this Aventador, which is the model of Lamborghini, was grossly undervalued, costing the state tens of millions of dollars in lost revenue. The same money that he plainly sharing out around the place. Now, undervaluing imported goods is a criminal offense under the Customs Act. This is not something that was enacted 2 months ago or a year ago or something that went to Parliament and passed, especially for Azard Muhammad. The Customs Act is there. And if you undervalue your imported goods, there's a penalty that comes with it. Right? Now, these charges here are grounded in law and not political preference. If an ordinary Guyanese citizen did this, they'd face the same consequences or worse. Or worse. You think a regular Guyanese pull this off? They could have called a bunch of scrapes to stand up in front of the gate and block thing and thing. I was personally surprised at the GRA and the Guyana Police Force. Listen, if the people went and get an injunction, fine. But up until that injunction reached, the Guyana Police Force and the GRA should have enforced the law. So by the time the injunction reached, he did done thing they done seize. They done seize. Y'all call all of them canter van that y'all got that is mobile lockup. And lock up each and every one of them who out in front there. Lock up each and every one of them for obstructing the police and the Guyana Revenue Authority from executing their duties. Y'all had grounds. But I don't know what's going on or why they choose to take the stance or give people time to get injunction and all that kind of thing. Let it try, man. Now, let me be clear. This is a pattern of behavior, not an isolated event. This is a part of a wider pattern of questionable financial conduct by these people. Now, Azard Muhammad has faced multiple investigations, including ones involving wire transfer, real estate, and suspicious financial declarations in the past. This sudden political label seems more like a shield than a calling. Right? This is the hide behind. This is not a calling to serve the Guyanese people. This is not a calling to make Guyana better. This is not a calling because you see Guyana in such a dire state that you, the king of the egg balls, need to come forward, stand up and be recognized to save egg ball in Guyana. Things are 1,000 times better than 2050 to 2020. Where was us then? Where was us then? You didn't want to stand up for indigenous people? And I'm going to come to something here. Let me just deal with this here now. You didn't want to donate on this? You didn't know the price of eggs 2050 to 2020? You didn't know about the increases people were dealing with in the markets and all over the place? Now you realize things, as you say, hard and terrible in Guyana? That's why this probably called you as, because to me it's asinine. The assessment is asinine. For you to jump out now, and mind you, I'm saying you have a right to jump out and run for president if you want. Anybody, run for president if you want. But to make it seem like things are so dire now, when you yourself knows the time period that we came out of in 2020, you know what was happening to indigenous people in 2020, from 2015 to 2020. You know what was happening to farmers. You know what's happening to the fisher folk. You know what was happening to miners because you were a big miner. You would know what's happening to small and medium scale miners. You know. And we didn't have any presidential behavior from you. We didn't have you announcing that you're going to run to get rid of this terrible PNC government. AP and UAFC, whatever you want to call them. We didn't hear that from you. No, road billing, hospital billing, school billing, people getting cash grant because we can't restore. Soldiers get back the 1 month salary thing that is get. Gold scholarship, BIT program, apprenticeship program. The amount of things you could list. Grants from Small Business Bureau through the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce. What else? What else I got? The Minister Vindhya Prasad Ministry, WIN, LIFT, all kind of thing, empowering women. Look at housing. Look at housing. They had no track record similar to what is going on now. Look at indigenous peoples. Something bite me from in the bush, man. It's itching. Yeah, last week, or is this week sometime, I showed y'all some photos with Minister Sukai visiting, I can't even remember the location, but a food kitchen for the children, building new schools in there, ATVs, buses, this, that for the communities, LCDS money, presidential grant, prime minister grant, $3 million by itself. How can you compare, or how could you say us that basically what's happening now is worse than what's happening then? So now you have to jump out for it to save the people of Guyana. When did they need saving then? Not now. Not now. They're doing well. They're doing well. You understand? So I'm saying that this political label that is being spun into this whole kerfufflery that, well, no, not kerfufflery, this purgatory that Azard Muhammad finds himself in is a shield. A shield to hide behind. I'm running for president and they want to lock me up. You understand? He wasn't claiming persecution when he was living large. He wasn't claiming this when he was living large. The political narrative only surfaced after the investigations began closing in. That's the only time. And I'll show you why in a few minutes. You understand? Now, again, the timing of this argument for me, because listen, the fact that they have that receipt, despite Justice Gino, whoever saying it didn't file properly, Azard's lawyers would have advised them that they could refile. They can refile. It is there. The evidence is there. You understand? So, political announcement. So you have the opportunity to say, the opportunity to say is because I'm running for president. As the law doesn't pause for anybody's political ambitions. Right? It doesn't work like that. Right? The timing of enforcement is dictated by the pace of investigations, not election cycles. Political interest doesn't grant immunity from the law. Declaring oneself a presidential hopeful doesn't erase a paper trail of customs fraud and suspicious transactions. Right? Saying you're running for president doesn't change what you did. And the fact that there will be repercussions for it. Disgrace probably gonna come out of the court for you. But I hope the police, man, look, the police force, I don't know, man. They got good people in there, you know. They have good people in there, very good people. But I just don't know. I don't know. You understand? Now, on accountability, I repeat, no one is above the law. Not businessmen, not politicians. Guyana's democracy depends on strong institutions, and those institutions must function regardless of whoever is in the crosshairs. The real question is why he's being charged. Well, not why he's being charged, but how long he's avoided it. That's what the public should be asking. Why did it take so long? And how deep this does go? We got to check the Ferrari and see how much money he pay for the Ferrari. The Lambo is one thing. We got to check them both. Those both, 3, 4, 5 boats he got friendship side and see how much was paid and if it was undervalued. We got to check all them race cars. Because as you know, the bigger the CC, the more money you got to pay. I don't know if he's get duty free to bring in a race car. I don't know. Probably me, know. I got to find out. We got to check all them jet ski that you bring in. You undervalue the thing or not. Let me know, because them thing look new. Them thing look like used thing. Them thing look fresh. So we don't know how deep this goes. We got to check the G-Wagon. Did you undervalue the G-Wagon? Did you undervalue those Land Cruisers? What about those Raptors? Those Raptors that you have? Were they undervalued as well? And the funny thing is, it's not like this man got money to pay, you know. It's not like this man got money to pay. Like, okay, well, he's a Guyanese, he come, but he get a little money, he wants something fancy, he buy it, but he really can't afford it. See, undervalue it so he could get it and, you know, feel a little nice. This man arguably is one of the richest men in Guyana. He could have afforded it. But no, he want to joke the system. So I'm asking persons to be reminded of the bigger picture here. This is about justice and not revenge. Efforts to portray enforcement as political deflection only serves to undermine public trust in institutions and distract from the real issues. Guyana deserves transparency, not theater guild. Right? Not theater guild. No small stage production. We want no PR production. The attempt to rebrand himself as a political victim is a distraction from the core issue. And what is the core issue? Accountability. Accountability. That is his problem. Up to now, they haven't responded to the allegations made by the US about them. To say, well, they're lying on us. We never did this. We never smuggled gold. We never evaded taxes. You understand me? Up to now, they're doing everything else under the sun than speaking to the issues that they have. You're worried about the president, what he doing. You're worried about the general secretary, what the government. Speak to the GRA issue. Speak to the gold issue. Speak to the tax evasion issue. That's what people want to hear about. That is what the people want to hear about, not that foolishness that you're going on with. Now, I want to touch on something briefly. This year I saw posted by, Garden mostly. Right? Now, let me tell you something. This man here was a part of the COI. Submitted all the information to the COI. Right? Jesus. Sorry, guys. Wow. This is my issue. My skin is so weird. Anyway, so I can't remember when the COI was going on, if Garden made a post, because that was some time back. Right? But Garden is making a post that former police commander, admits to destroying diaries with election chaos information after initially claiming it was missing. Now, Garden, oh God, brother. Oh God. Listen to me. This man here presented information at the COI. I don't know if the diaries were submitted then or what. But is this the only situation you know about Garden Mosley? Do you know of a senior police officer, I think a deputy commissioner of police, by the name of Maxine Graham? Do you know a senior police officer? She's retired now. By the name of Maxine Graham. Do you, Garden Mosley? Let me take you back to the COI, Garden Mosley. And you go back to the COI and look at Maxine Graham's testimony. Now, mind you, Garden, this trial is almost 5 years after the fact. 5 years after the fact. Right? Maxine Graham misplaced she records and diaries even before that. The COI didn't happen 4 years after the... Somebody in the comments help me with the year that the COI happened into the election situation here in Guyana. The year. She destroyed her own even quicker. She had no records. You understand? And I feel like I remember at one point she saying, well, the diary was her personal stuff. Like, you know, it was given to her to record the information for personal use or whatever it is. And she had access to them or couldn't find them or whatever it is. A shorter time than what this guy is going through here. What we're dealing with here now. I am taking calls this morning. Y'all know. Sorry. No calls. Right? 2021. Thank you, Rennie. 2021. They had the COI. And Maxine Graham, was she retired yet? I think she was retired. I can't remember seeing her in uniform at the COI. I don't remember. But she said she didn't have her diaries. This 1 year after the rigging. This is 5 years after the fact. This what you holding on to, Garden Mosley. This what you holding on to. Why didn't I highlight Maxine Graham? Why didn't I highlight Leslie James, the former commissioner of police, who got a call from the chairman of GCOM? Y'all listen to me. who got a call from the chairman of GCOM saying, hey, you're frightened. I'm frightened. Yeah, I got people here, but I'm still frightened. Me buy and send a soul to help. You try there with who then? You try there with who is there. And that is the commissioner of police. The commissioner in action. No action. When you hear from the chairman, that was all that come out in the COI. Y'all listen, y'all go back and listen to the testimony of Leslie James at the COI. It is shameful for a commissioner, a substantive commissioner of police at that, former head of CID or wherever it is. Look at you. You should shame, sir. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is your reaction to the chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission when she called for help. When she called for help. Now all of them gone farm in some way. Maxine Graham selling truck on the west side and Canton thing, living the best life. After the carry Guyana through all kind of thing and God mostly holding on this man 5 years after the fact. 5 years after the fact. And Maxine Graham got rid of her stuff 2021. Elections was 2020. And this is what he holding on to. Bring up Maxine Graham's story. Let me Google it and see if I find it. Let me Google it because it was covered. Hold on. I gotta find this specific article and I can post it to you. But I am showing you the double standards with some of these people, right? Hold on. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I just want to show y'all. Commissioner inquiry. Maxine Graham, 1 year after she threw the thing. I did not do it. I did not see it. I was unaware and total untruth. Very prominent responsive hearing Maxine Graham report that she didn't. She question make clear. She operations officer. Hold on. I'm gonna find it and show y'all. It's not in this article, but I'm gonna find it and show y'all. But I wanted to highlight the double standards in these people. I will find it and show. I'm gonna post it to my personal Facebook page before the end of the morning. I will look for it and show you guys. Right? We moving on. I want to jump back to this worries for a little bit and show y'all the kind of fooleration that he just tried to play with people. Right? Now, look at this here. This post says, but by T. Muhammad's, bettering the lives of our indigenous people must be a top priority And I must reiterate that we have been walking beside you for years, and we will continue to do so. Now, if somebody makes a statement like that, I've been walking beside you for years. For years. You're expecting that it's got to be, 5 years, 10 years, these people supporting these people, 15 years of going into these Amerindian communities. I'm thinking probably 4 or 5 years of going into these Amerindian communities. But look, and oftentimes I tell people, you don't got to look far to see through the BS from these guys here, right? You don't have to look far. So this photo here is one from 2023, right? This one, actually, wait. 2022. This is when she won. This is when she won. I used to work with this young lady. Right? You see the date, 2022. They got no date on this. But this year is not before 2020. You understand? This is this year, February 2025. 2024, last year. This one ain't got no date on it. Most of them is this year, last year. The farthest back is 2022. And mind you, if you remember, those when the building island and thing and getting into island gas, and people say the US tell the other investors, I get rid of Muhammad's out of it. That's when they said the island in the building, the consort was haram. Haram. You understand? This year, donation of motorcycle to community center. This year is Kumaka. Miss Yumona, look your friend wrap up with mom. Right? 2024, September, a couple months back. This is the years that he's supporting indigenous villages. 2024, 25th, August 15, 2024. May 12, 2024. All after the sanctions, all after he realized that the US investigating him and trouble is coming his way. That is when the philanthropy start kicking in. And they're so stupid. All the dates prove it. We're going down the line. May 13th, 2024, just last year. So he know pocketary coming. So he's sharing out thing to get the people behind me. Right? Last year, June 11, 2024, last year. June 12, 2024, last year. This is the years of support he's talking about. All this, 2023, 2024, September 26th. You understand? All of this is a ploy to get support from people. I give things so you're going to support me. Let these people come and lock me up, and I give a 5 horsepower engine. You support me. You're going to come and stand up in front of my house and defend me. This man is a joker. This is 2020. This is 2024. See, October 2024. October 2024. So this is the years of support. This is the years of support. You think people stupid ass? You think people stupid? I really believe so. You understand? Let me continue down the line. He donated something to cricket enthusiasts or some stupidness. November 2024. January of this year. Once you see a year on the back of the date, it means it's this year, 2025. January 21, 2025. And when the government build a core home, you just got a ceiling. You don't got the zinc, seeing the zinc from inside. You understand? Just put in ceiling. So the rainfall, you can still hear yourself talk. So you drop a little stupidness in them people there. February 8th, that's this year. That's this year. He went to Yarakita. This thing look like it said, welcome to Yarakita at the back. But here it's saying Akwani village. Here's what I'm trying to show you. the amount of assistance. Why you didn't go and dredge the Pomeroon River mouth like the government did for everybody in New Pomeroon? You went to one village and make yourself a comic. Looking at Wakapow, February of this year. And this is the years of support. So when you compare this years of support by us, right? When you compare these things to the years that the indigenous communities has been working with different PPP administrations, you cannot equate it. Land titling, presidential grant, prime minister grant, this, the, all these PPP thing. Government don't give out 5 horsepower engine. Farting up. Government don't dine them riffraff engine distribution. You put a 5 horsepower engine on a boat, is you alone in there, can't push nobody. You understand? Look, April 13th, this year. So he's doing this more, I'll go for anyway. He's doing this May 9th this year. So he's doing this thing more and more. So people feel indebted to him to stand up and rally for he with the nonsense. April 6, 2023. All of this, if you remember 2022, 2021, that was when he linked up with the foreigners to build offshore island and get into island gas and all this other stupidness. And the Americans said, nah, we're watching this boy. This boy here smuggling gold. I don't mix up. And that is when. And then look with you. Azard Muhammad on board Rodeo 2023 by assisting revamp something venue, some showmanist. Look at the money the government does invest in them activities. Not just one, multiple activities around the country. Export this, that, wherever he put there, the government don't put more. So if you put in as part of your corporate social responsibility as a businessman who benefiting off of the resources of Guyana, and in some cases, you're going through the right way and paying the taxes after the resources you get in. You understand? Look, Santara attack 2023 after the trouble Naki, or after you figure out, hey, trouble coming for me. 2023. Let Azardine show us something from 2015, from 2010, where you doing the same thing. That this is normal for you. You've been going out and working with indigenous communities and the public and philanthropy and all this. Ooh, that you're talking about. Show us photos from 2015 to 2018 of you doing the same thing. You won't find any. All you will find is Az living his best life with daddy money. Because at the end of the day, I reiterate to you, this wretch instant nothing on his own. Nothing. And here, I am not going to say that it's all bad, that your father worked hard and you left an inheritance here, are you able to fall in with what we doing? But don't pretend like you're no savvy businessman or nothing. You're spending money that you have a slight idea of how it come about. You understand? So please, sir, stop the nonsense. 2023. You ain't gonna find nothing that said 2020 here, you know. Or 2019 here, you know. Yes, and 2023. Look, this, what does fret me? Sometimes these people just go on like the government don't donate these things to these communities on a regular basis. Little cricket bat and glove and ball. You ain't doing nothing outside and extra. You understand me? I think there's a last photo. Okay, no. Watch. A boat, you know, black tank this government give out free to indigenous communities, free. And if y'all want to say Muhammad take the money and buy his personal money and buy his tax evasion money, take the money that he didn't have to spend on the Lamborghini to bring it in this week, take in and buy them thing that they should have go to taxes. You understand me? And all these things here, they gonna put date on them, you know. The ones that they gonna put date, I mean the closer. Watch, you see? You see what I'm telling you? All these photos we watch here, right? We see, we know what's going on, but watch. Look at the date. Look at the date. May 12, 2024. Just the other day. Just the other day. And playing he the wrong and helping for years. I helping them for years. My man, bye. Relax yourself. That 5 horsepower engine could barely carry the lady who holding it in a boat. Most like she is your grandchildren them. 5 horsepower there. You understand? 2024. Look, the lady sitting right there. 2024, May 8, 2024. You understand? There's nothing to show. Pre-US authorities citing this man as a less than desirable person to be around. There's none of this to show. There's none of this to show. You cannot see one 2019 photo or anything pre-Irfan Ali administration. Nothing. You see everything 2024? I hope you are looking at the dates, you know. I'm hoping you are looking at the dates. And he calling, but years of support. Years of support. You just run out when pressure hits you, man. You just run out when pressure hits you. We back to the front. And that's what I wanted to highlight to you. Don't be fooled by this guy. Don't be fooled by this guy. Now, let me jump over to this quickly. First of all, I just want to tell you that I believe that VPAC is virtually a pack of stupid people. Yeah, that's my assessment to them. VPAC is a joke. VPAC is a joke. So VPAC do a graphic with some snakes in the background with Daniel Siram James, man, and this other guy here. You understand me? Because they made a choice. Because they made a choice to endorse President Ali and the administration that he's running for a second term. I want to say to Darwin Bess, I want to say to Antonio, both of y'all very stupid. If y'all notice, right? Like when I see y'all, Darwin, you remember when we were out at Doubleday Hotel and I was streaming? Every time I pass, he's saying something like to get me to, and I pass me straight. Bro, listen, I think you are out of your league in relation to what you're trying to do now. Right? I think you should go back to whatever it is you was doing. You understand? I didn't even working out for you with your island, your gas, wherever you do it. So I'm shipping this. But I want to say it to you, Darwin Bess. I want to say it to you, Antonio. I want to say it to you, Francis Bailey, as well, because I heard him like VPAC and VPAC this and VPAC. Growth and maturity are not betrayals. Let me say it again in case Darwin in here. Because he tall, you know, he ears high in the ear. Well, and Antonio Sharts, he ears low to the ground. And Francis, we all know there may be some kind of mental issue going on with him. He have medication. Or he using too much of his own honey. You understand? So, guys, VPAC team, VPAC, growth and maturity are not betrayals. Understand, VPAC, that people evolve politically. Endorsing a party after criticizing it in the past is not hypocrisy. It's a sign of maturity. It's a sign of reflection, right? It's a sign of recognition of meaningful progress. VPAC doesn't have a track record for anybody to reflect on. VPAC doesn't have a track record for anybody to recognize. Look at the two idiots at the helm of that party, Darwin Bess and Antonio. Well, Darwin a little better than Antonio. Antonio is a full idiot. I don't know where he come from. And here, let me tell you something. Antonio's grievance with the government is based off of him not being able to get contracts that other people in the community get, you know. When Antonio Forrest come on the scene, he complaining, oh, he buy small excavator, he buy this to do this, and he can't get contract, and he can't this and you. That's his main grievance, you know. He can't get to do what he want. Y'all check it. That's when Antonio come on the scene, complaining that I buy this and I have this. Why I can't get the contract to clean this drain, and why I can't get this? There's Antonio. There's Antonio. You understand? So again, VPAC. Y'all now come on the scene. Right? So there's nothing to reflect on from you other than Antonio's outburst and your exploits as a gas salesman or whatever they're doing or whatever. I don't know his story, but I hear, the details is anyway. When I get all the information, I'll come back to you, hopefully closer to the election. Now, I want to say that Bond and Seram, like many Guyanese, are responding to the PPPC's visible record of performance, not blind loyalty, which is expected of you in the PNC, APNU, AFC. Visible record of performance. And it's visible to the world. There's nothing that would have happened 2015 to 2020 to compare what happened 2020 to 2025. There's nothing, no sector under the Granger administration. Granger was danger. You understand? Nothing to compare it to. So persons are looking at what is happening and wondering why we couldn't even do half of this or quarter of this. We spitting the same narratives over and over again. Race. Now, what you need to understand, VPAC, Bess, Antonio, I hope you are listening to me. Please, somebody tag them. Tag these two men. What you need to understand, Darwin and Antonio, the PPPC delivers where it matters. And that has always been their benchmark. When they make promises, they deliver on them. Under the PPPC, Guyana has seen tangible transformation of infrastructure, healthcare, housing, education, job creation. Leaders like Bond and Seram recognize that Guyana needs results, not recycled slogans from a stagnant opposition. And that's what we get. I doubt VPAC will make it into the opposition. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. VPAC is a pack of jokers. Pack of jokers. Now, the question is, where's the opposition's track record? Instead of questioning the motives of individuals who choose development over division, VPAC should explain what APNU, AFC aligned partners achieved between 2020. If you notice VPAC and them sharing press conference and they're doing this together and that together, why not question them on their track record? Why y'all didn't do this? Why y'all associating yourselves with people who have not performed? Because y'all plan to underperform too? VPAC, we will not vote for you guys. I'd say anybody out there who listening to me who's able to vote in these elections coming up, VPAC is not an option. I'm telling you, it's not an option. Darwin Bess as president of this country, Antonio as a prime minister or minister, you got to be out your mind. You got to be out your mind. You understand? The nation remembers the stagnations of 2015 to 2020, the loss of investment, and how could we forget the elections chaos under the watch of the APNU AFC. Now VPAC and them tight. They are keeping press conference together and all kind of thing. You understand? Now, supporting the PPP, the PPP's current leadership, does not erase someone's ability to speak out or hold power accountable. Bond and Seram can still advocate for people within the framework that is producing results. Y'all hear James Bond say it over and over again. I want to make an impact on society. I want to make an impact on my community. I want to be a part of transforming Guyana. Am I supposed to wait on you to get into office when you're doing bear stripping this out office that nobody gonna want to put you in? Daniel Seram see the light as well. How are you going? Is the blind leading the blind on the PNC? How are you following that? How are you following that? Service isn't measured by titles or rhetoric, right? Public service isn't always headline grabbing. I know for myself personally, James Bond has helped young entrepreneurs and has offered legal services to many, sometimes pro bono, many times pro bono. He has been part of legal aid initiatives, grassroots programs, and those kind of things, as well as Daniel Seram. Seram has engaged communities at the grassroots level, and that is why they feel the need to support something different. You can't get a big boy attitude and you're in a big boy position. And then when you see the big boys going down to the ground level, meeting with the people, engaging with them, delivering results. Results. When they got a community meeting and the ministers there, issues are raised by the next week or the following day. Action. And that is what they saw. That is what they liked. And hence them saying, well, I support President Ali. I support the PBBC administration. Is Minister Ramson going to set up Buxton ground? Buxton ground. You hear me? It's Minister Charles Ramson Jr. who go and set up Buxton ground. The very day of the outreach. Y'all listen to me carefully. I'm not bullshitting you. The very day of the outreach, the Prime Minister was there, several ministers of government. The very day of the outreach, the people them said, we want basketball court. Sorry, we want basketball ring. We want this. We want that. Blah, blah, blah. Before the meeting was finished, skin growing. Before the meeting was finished, people, I'm saying this to you, Charles Ramson Jr. Before the meeting was finished, those things were delivered there. You hear me? To the people of Buxton, that the PNC, they know that they had ground and the ground got cow hole and they got light and they got basketball ring and they got gear and they got this. They didn't care about her. It's not like when the government went there to that meeting, the ground was in good condition and the fence up and everything. No. Minister Charles Ramson come and fix Buxton ground. Minister Charles Ramson go in Agricola and deal with the ground at the back of Agricola in the all the way in the back. They got to play a field in Agricola there. Minister Ramson, they go and look after that. Minister Ramson doing the grounds in Linden on both sides of the river. Jesus Christ. And the party that was supposed to be the speakers for Afro Guides, them torn are looking them people direction. That's why it's abused me flew best. You skites as the shadow minister of culture and sport, going everywhere to every other ground and not looking at the ground in your own community that your husband work on as well. You ain't looking at that, but you're looking at every other ground that actually under construction and things happening for the community. But you ain't got time with your own. Your NDC ain't cleaning the drains in your community, but you're focusing on them. You run around the place, not even like a chicken with the head cut off, like a retarded chicken. Because even a chicken with the head cut off just run around with little sense. Completely retarded chicken. That's you. So, back to cricket. VPAC should focus less on self-righteous critics. Right? and more on offering solutions. And even somebody else, look at the other day, they had some stupidness there. I show you, it's bare stupidness, bare stupidness. The ideas that just come up with, look, I see Aubrey Norton again talking about how they can make UG free. How you can make something free that already free? How you can make something free that already free? Does it? Oh, Lord. Just give me a second. Let me turn off this alarm. 1 second, guys. You understand? You understand? So, again, I'm saying to you guys, VPAC, y'all need to have several seats. Several seats, please. Please, 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 please. Please. No, not putting on a red short. Right? It's not about putting on a red short. It's not about the colors. People are choosing stability VPAC. Probably you guys weren't in Guyana during those years of the PNC, whether it's in the past or the recent history. But the PPPC has ushered Guyana into an era of economic boom, global recognition, and unprecedented development, aligned with the party that is delivering listen, the fact that VPAC wants to align with a party that has not delivered and deals in opportunism is beyond me. Like, I don't know how they see themselves being politically viable in this way, right? Again, persons aren't for the political theater, VPAC. The real performance of this administration can be seen across the country, right? That is it. And money. No, I never doing me live. Good. Yeah, they're supposed to be arriving at the court there just now. I should have probably do the live from down at the court, but that would have been a whole nother thing. Anyway, look, guys, VPAC, please, it's not viable for me. I don't think it's viable for you with the nonsense that they got going on there. Allow people to make their decisions. Daniel Seram and James Bond, there's no day the two y'all can step in their shoes. So I'm asking y'all to let better sense prevail, hold your corner and do your thing peacefully. Right? Peacefully. Guys, I got to get out of here. I want to see what's going on with this Muhammad's case. I'll try to bring the live to you guys. I don't know how I'm going to reach over the river. I ain't got the bike here, So, as I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one cry. not a blade of grass. This land is all I know.